Residents of ORDLO had their mobile internet disconnected during the Donbass battle by the occupiers' use of aviation, according to the General Staff. Against Friday, February 10, the Russian Federation conducted a second significant missile attack on the territory of our nation, launching more than 100 missiles. And the adversary used airplanes during the Donbass offensive. This is stated in the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Executive Summary. On the 352nd day of the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, the major military organization delivered operational updates. Thus, according to the General Staff, the enemy employed 71 air and sea-based cruise missiles and 29 S-300 anti-aircraft guided missiles. 61 cruise missiles were destroyed by Ukrainian defenses. Additionally, the attackers launched 12 airstrikes, 2 of which used shaheeds on civil infrastructure, in particular. Additionally, the adversary used rocket salvo systems to launch more than 20 attacks. The General Staff issued a warning, stating that there is still a serious risk of attacks by the occupiers on civilian targets across the entirety of Ukrainian territory. Despite suffering heavy losses, the enemy is determined to cross the administrative borders of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. It still prioritizes conducting offensive operations in the Kupian, Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Novopavlov directions, vigorously employing aviation to attack our soldiers' positions. In the Volyn, Polis, Siver, and Sloboshan directions, there were no significant changes, and no signs of the formation of offensive groups were detected. At the same time, the enemy continues to keep its units in the areas bordering Ukraine. The enemy does not stop artillery shelling of the positions of our troops, as well as settlements near the contact line. During this period, the areas of Senkivka settlements of Chernihiv region were affected by fire. Studenok, Porokin, Shpol, Pavlovka, Ponomarinki of the Sumy region and Chervona Zorya, Lukyantsy, Ortsov, Figolivka of the Kharkiv region. The enemy launched mortar and artillery strikes on the communities of Ryanikivka, Divrikna, Zapadny, Pishchane, Krokomalny, and Berestov in the Kharkiv region and Makiivka, Plashanka, Dibrova, and Vylogorivka in the Luhansk region on the Kapyansk and Lymansk directions. Settlements in the Donetsk region, including Mykolaiivka, Spirin, Vesel, Berestov, Belogorivka, Krasna Gora, Chasiv Yar, Bakhmut, Ivanaivsk, Bila Gora, Kurdyunivka, Tivden, and Maersk, were shelled by tanks, mortars, and artillery in the Bakhmut direction. Tank, mortar, and artillery fire were directed towards the Donetsk region's Avdiivka, Pervomaisk, Krasnohorivka, Georgiivka, Mariinka, Novomikhailivka, Zolota Niva, Prechistivka, Vuhledar, and Velika Novosilka.